I've just sold my Fujifilm 35mm f1.4 magic lens for Sigma 30mm f1.4, and after using Sigma in street photography and in family photography and for several shoots by day and by night, I want to share with you my thoughts. What is the best choice in Fujifilm regarding 35mm f1.4 versus Sigma 30mm f1.4, and let's throw to the mix the 35mm f2. Let's talk about this now. Hi there and welcome to my channel. My name is Tudor Matescu and I like to talk about Fujifilm gear, camera photography gear, photography tips and tricks. So if you are liking subject like this, please subscribe now to my channel. So I was thinking really hard at this comparison because I'm trying to judge from the point of view of many users, but of course my personal use, I think it's the most important part when I'm making these videos. So first of all, I want to address the weight and size factor. When you put your hand on the Sigma lens, you will not judge this lens as a big lens or as a heavy lens. Let's call it as a normal size lens, as a acceptable light lens. I can't say it's big and I can't say it's heavy. It's not big and it's not heavy, but it's at the limit. It's at the limit of weight, size for myself, and especially for an everyday carry lens, because this is my idea. Throughout this video, I'm judging these lenses as an everyday carry lenses on my Fujifilm X Pro C or on another Fujifilm body. So the size and weight, it's at the limit from my point of view. The Sigma lens, it's well balanced on Fujifilm X Pro C, but being at the limit from my point of view at size and weight, I think it's not an easy to carry everyday kits. So this size and weight on my Fujifilm X Pro C, it's not something that will invite you to take it. It's not something that will invite you to take it. But when we are thinking at 35mm f1.4 size and weight, then this is another story. The 35mm f1.4 was very light. It's very light. I had a problem with 35mm f1.4 with the square lens hood. The square lens hood made that lens a little longer, a little too in front of the camera, so I really didn't like that. It's a small thing, but it matters. On the long term it matters. But I had a petal lens hood that was smaller, was more compact and was lighter than the Fujifilm lens hood, than the Fujifilm square lens hood, and it really made a difference. So that lens with a petal metal lens hood was very light and very compact on the Fujifilm X Pro 3 body. If I'm remembering right, it was at the same size as Sigma with the lens hood. So this is a huge deal. Okay, I've just found my lens hood from Sigma because I've put it away, because again, yes, this lens hood is also big. I really like it. It's very well made and thick, and I like the design. But for an everyday carry, I don't want to take it with me. I like small and capable cameras. So if you are adding this lens hood to the Sigma lens, it's a deal breaker regarding size and weight. So regarding size and weight, yes, definitely yes. Fujifilm 35mm f1.4, it's really winning the game here. Now, another important thing that I want to address, it's the aperture ring. Well, we all know that the aperture ring of the 35mm f1.4, it's not very clickable aperture ring. It's a loosely aperture ring, but it's doing the job. What we can say. Here I don't have any aperture ring, so I have to change aperture using the command dial, the rear dial. Well, but it's a problem here. When you are changing apertures on a Fujifilm camera, you'll change aperture by 1/3 of a step. And this dial, I don't know, it's not like on an Olympus camera or on a Lumix camera or on a Sony camera. I feel it takes longer to get from f1.4 to f5.6. So I said in my previous video that yes, we need on a Fujifilm a firmware upgrade for lenses that don't have an aperture ring to have the option to change aperture by full stops. So this process of changing aperture will be easier on the field, and especially in street photography, but in any kind of photography. You want to change fast aperture when you need that. So yes, regarding the aperture ring, even if the aperture ring of the 35mm f1.4 it's loosely, it will do the job better than a lens with no aperture ring. So again, at this chapter, the 35mm f1.4 it's winning. Now let's talk about a very important point, the AF of these lenses. The AF of these lenses. Well, let's get straight to the point. The Sigma AF, it's better. It's not at the level of the 35mm f2, but it's better. It's better in photography, it's better in videography. So regarding the AF, yes, Sigma is winning the round. It is definitely better. And if you are frustrated regarding the AF of the 35mm f1.4, then yes, you will have a better AF with this lens. No question asked, yes, it's better, but as we all know, AF it's not sufficient. So let's talk now about image quality and field of view. Well, image quality at f1.4, I feel that image quality it's won by the 35mm f1.4 at f1.4. Yes, both lenses aren't sharp at f1.4, but the 35mm f1.4 it's having an amazing bite. It's having a wonderful micro contrast at f1.4. So yes, image quality it's won at f1.4 by the 35mm f1.4 from my point of view, but not by much. Sigma it's also staying well, it's also rendering nice, it's not having that contrast at f1.4, and also the colors are feeling a little washed out, but they are Sigma colors, they are Sigma tones. I like that Sigma colors and Sigma tones. I'm not saying in a bad way regarding this chapter. No, there are different renderings in color and in black and white tones. It really depends on what you are preferring. But if you want a bite, a more strong micro contrast at f1.4, I feel that the 35mm f1.4 it's winning it. Yes, in post-processing you can get this lens at the level at f1.4 and you will not know with what lens an image was made. But the 35mm f1.4 has its own unique magic at f1.4. So at f1.4 definitely Fujifilm it's winning it. At other apertures, well, I really like Sigma. At f5.6, f4, the resolution, the sharpness, the details are extraordinary. And in street photography, when you want to use a larger aperture, I don't know, I like the rendering from Sigma, but also Fujifilm is staying very well at f5.6, f4, and so on. So I must say that Fujifilm it's winning at f1.4, but Sigma it's not much behind Fujifilm. Now let's talk about the field of view. Well, the field of view, the angle of view was one of my problems regarding these lenses. Before making this video, I was looking at the diagonal angle of view in degrees regarding these lenses. The Sigma angle of view in degree it is 50.7. The Fujifilm angle of view it is 44.2 degrees. So we have around 6 degrees difference regarding these two lenses. And the standard 50mm field of view it is 47. So basically we have a difference of 3 degrees between these types of lenses. But if the number 3 it's not more on paper, in real world practice, in real world photography, you will feel that difference. You will really feel it. You will feel it on the streets, you will feel it in tight spaces, you will feel it indoors. So by studying and practicing photography, I really do feel that for compositions like Bresson, tighter compositions but not too tight, the 47 degree, the 50 millimeters, exactly the 50 millimeters field of view, it is the sweetest spot. So this is where the 53 really lose it for me, because I'm looking for a lens that I can use it daily in every condition. And this 53, if you are looking at the angle of view degrees, it is very close to a 55 millimeters field of view in full frame terms. So this means in real world practice that I can't use this lens indoors. Yes, I can use it, but I can't do the type of the photography that I want indoor. But with a true 50 or a 45 millimeters lens, I can do it. So this is where Fujifilm, from my point of view, it's losing it. Yes, on the streets where you have enough space, you will not feel it, but there will be some tighter spaces when it's possible for you to see a photograph and you will not be able to take it because you will not have enough space to take the photo. So this is where Sigma is winning it. I really feel that on the street, this lens was more versatile than the 53mm, 55, almost 55mm field of view. So regarding field of view, I must give the win to Sigma 30mm f1.4. Now let's talk about the last part, what is my opinion regarding real world use of this lens versus Fujifilm 35mm f1.4 and also versus Fujifilm 35mm f2. Well, how I've said, I feel that this lens can't be an everyday carry lens. Because of the size and weight. I can accept the missing aperturing. I can get used by changing aperture using the rear dial, but I can't accept the size and weight. It's cumbersome. It's not something that you will be able to take with you every day, carry it and use it as you will use Fujifilm with a smaller lens. So this is where comes into play the 35mm f2. Well, this is smaller. This has an extraordinary AF. It's a very contrasty lens. The f2, it is amazing good. This lens at f2, it's rendering very good. It's rendering very good portraits and very good street photography scenes, and it's a very good lens. It's a very good lens. And also very small. So I think this lens, it's really fulfilling the Fujifilm concept, the Fujifilm philosophy, the Leica philosophy of a small competent camera. The 35mm f1.4, it's a beautiful f1.4 lens because it's a very small and light f1.4 lens. This is the huge advantage of that lens. But the AF, it's not working great. But it's an acceptable in the end AF. I think it's an acceptable AF in the end. So from my point of view, it really depends on what you want. If you feel that the 53 field of view, it is too tight for you to use it as an everyday, yes, I feel that these lenses, this 35mm f2 and 35mm f1.4 lens indoors, they are cumbersome. Indoors, I don't know, I really have to back up 1 meter, 1.5 meters to get the shot. With Sigma, I don't have to do this. And this is important. How I've said, in tighter spaces, Sigma will deliver better. And it's also an f1.4. So good field of view, good AF, f1.4. The downside, no aperturing, size and weight. So in the end, I think it really depends on what you want. If you want to use this lens for videography, for paid jobs, I feel that this lens it's more suitable for that. Even if the 35mm f1.4 has an excellent image quality, this will deliver more in focus pictures, and when you will post-process the pictures, when you will edit the pictures, you'll get what you want with this lens. So it really depends on you for what you want to use this lens or the other lenses. If you want to use it for fun and hobby, depending on your needs, you can choose any lens. But if you want to use the lens for paid jobs, for events, I feel that Sigma will deliver more consistent results. And if this is important for you to get a lens that will offer you more consistency and will give you more trust in what you are doing, then you must choose Sigma or 30mm f1.4 from Fujifilm. Of course, that lens will be better because it's having the optimal field of view, and the AF is great, it's weather sealed, it's having great image quality and so on. But the problem is the price, size and weight. But again, if you want to use Fujifilm for professional jobs, then Sigma it's the choice, or 30mm f1.4 from Fujifilm. But if Fujifilm is for fun, hobby and no videography, then 35mm f1.4. And if you want to have all of these lenses in one small lens but at an f2 lens, then 35mm f2 is for you. For the moment I will keep this lens, I will use it more and I will make a review regarding this lens in street photography by night. So please be sure to subscribe to see that video. Thank you for watching this video and please subscribe now to my channel and leave me a comment. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.